Hey guys, Levi from the Rag Company, and today we're going to do a video on tire protection coating. We're going to show you the application right here on Dane's new Jag. So first things first, we're going to use Power Clean, and this is actually straight Power Clean. You can use it at 5-to-1, you can use it at 3-to-1, but for this instance, we're going to go straight, especially when we're installing tire protection coating, because we want to make sure the tires are as clean as possible before we install it. Now, issues with it could be two things. One, you need to make sure the tire is perfectly clean. You have to wait till all the brown comes out of the tires, and it may take you a few tries of scrubbing the tires and getting them clean before you can actually install this coating. The second thing is, if you have ever used Optimum Tire Gel previously, part of its job is to resist everything. It bonds with the rubber and it tries to repel everything from the surface of the tire, and it will even repel tire protection coating. So make sure you're not using that prior, or you've cleaned your tires very, very well. This one, we're just going to take the Power Clean. We'll get it on the tire there. We'll let it sit for a little bit. Then I'm just going to take our tire brush, the black bristles, a lot softer and easier. Spray a little Power Clean in there. Now this is tricky because thankfully this has a rubber head on it, so we can slowly go right up here so we don't hit this fender. Because this car is lowered, it's a little harder to get into that spot. I'm trying to get all the little nooks and crannies, especially here where it's kind of textured. We'll grab one of our towels. In this case, we're just using the Pearl Weave, just a Pearl Weave edgeless. When we're cleaning wheels, we don't need a crazy towel. We just need a towel. So try and get these wheels wiped up a little bit. You can see already just from that first wipe how much stuff is coming off of these tires. You can see they are filthy. Even though they were cleaned, we spent quite a bit of time cleaning these the other day prior to coating the car. We did a deep clean on the wheels and tires as much as we could, but this has just been 4 or 5 days of driving, and I've gotten these tires. We've had some rain and stuff like that, so these tires have started to wipe up some of this off the floor here. Now, sometimes another thing you can do also on some of these tires is use a little bit of solvent, usually like a tar and grease remover or something like that. Any tar removers work really well. They do start to damage the tire though, so you do need to be very careful about that. If you have white letters or something like that and you scrub them and they're still kind of dull, you can put a little bit of solvent on your towel and just kind of clean the letters. I usually recommend doing just one wipe to get them clean, or if you have white walls, that's another way that helps get that stuff off. So hopefully these tires are clean enough that we can actually add our tire protection coating. So I'm gonna take another towel, dry towel, we'll just wipe, and you can see it's still coming off. So we'll take our Power Clean one more time, give it a nice one more wash. You can see even then, still, this was a clean towel when we started. I'm actually pretty happy with the way that color's turning. So we're getting down to the clean rubber, and that's what we want to get to. So we'll let this dry, and then we'll apply the coating. All right, so the tire's dried, and now we're ready to start. So I've taken a Pearl Weave towel, and I've just kind of folded it up. An applicator will probably work the best. If not, second best thing is fold up a towel so that way you have something that kind of fits the tire. Also, this can be sprayed. So you can buy an HVLP gun and paint the tires with it, and then you just pour the remainder back into the bottle. You're only going to use about 1 ounce, maybe even ½ an ounce on the tires for all 4 tires. We're talking very little amount. This stuff goes quite a long ways. So I already pre-shook it, so I'm just going to shake it again. And then we will Pour a little bit here on the towel. And it's important to wear gloves so that you don't get it all over yourself. But we're just gonna apply it onto the surface of the tire. Now, any that you get on the wheels, you want to wipe off. I'm just making sure I get it all the way across, and I'm just going to blot. Here, I'm just trying to get it even, make sure it's all kind of an even consistency and pattern. And making sure I'm getting in all these little spots here so I don't have any weird patterns. Again, that's the reason for the blotting. As you can see, I'm just putting a couple stripes. Set my towel down. And we'll let that sit for a little bit, and we will see, where it goes and what we can get out of there. Once this dries, we can add a second coat to each tire. But basically, if I had already planned it out, I would have cleaned all the tires first. I'd finish this application on this tire, and then I'd make my way to the next one. And usually by the time I made it back around, I could tell and see where this first tire that I started at is. And if I needed to start a secondary coat, I could, especially somewhere around in these letters. This is why an applicator or even the actual HVLP gun works the best, because you can actually spray it and get proper coatage. Then if you have any overages, any excess on there, that's when you come in and you just blot with a towel or your applicator and just even it all out. Make sure it's all nice and even. The key with this is you don't want any streaks or swipes or any of that kind of stuff, because once this bonds, you guys got to think about, we're actually coating it just like we're coating the paint surface. We need that to be as level and as flat as possible. We don't want any high spots. And so that's why we are blotting the tire, is to try and limit the amount of high spots that we'll get in the rubber, because this is going to act exactly like a coating on the tire in the sense that it will repel all the water and grease and road grime and all that kind of stuff. And it will bead, which is pretty cool. You'll see the water beading on the tire and stuff, but same thing, it's going to keep it as clean as possible. Now, this stuff works not only really well on like a high performance tire like this, but if you have an RV or a motorhome or a trailer or something that sits for quite a long period of time, even semis for that matter, on the road trucks, they can benefit from this because of the fact that this does have UV inhibitors in it. So it does help protect the rubber from damage, so it's not going to dry out. My father actually bought some of this. He just put 6 brand new tires on his motorhome. First thing he did was come grab some of this and applied it to all 6, even though the dualies were in the back and they were, staggered behind each other, because he wanted to protect the tires that he just spent a bunch of money on. Ivan LaCroix has famously been putting this on his bus and putting 100,000 miles on the bus with this stuff lasting on a number of roads, a number of different types of road surfaces and all types of weather conditions. He just washes it right off, and the tires are nice and clean and black, so they'll stay black looking and dressed. So the coating is now cured on the tire. So this tire is now protected for the next 6 months, and hopefully it will stay looking this nice and sharp for Dane, so that he won't have to touch it for the next 6 months. He can basically just wash it and it'll stay looking great. It'll stay glossy, it'll stay shiny. And that is the point of tire protection coating. So you can pick this up at the rag company. Now, if by any chance the tire protection coating fails on you within that 6 month period, it means that there is something that was impeding the bonding of the product to the rubber. So it could be an oil, it could be a petroleum, it could be all kinds of stuff that could be still in the tire. You gotta remember, this is basically trying to seal and block and protect that rubber. So clean the surface again with Power Clean, scrub it up, and then just keep going. Make sure those tires are spotless. Now, if you have a brand new set of tires, same process, clean them, coat them, you should be good to go. So as always, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos right here on the Rag Company YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.